Number two, a politician in Oregon received a deeply disturbing racist letter last week. It went viral on Facebook. It was covered by the news media. Really rough stuff in this letter, racist letter. The only problem is that the politician, Jonathan Lopez, wrote it himself. Shocker of all shockers. The twist ending no one saw coming. So after a few days, he admitted, yeah, he wrote it himself. Just for fun, let's read the letter that Lopez's alter ego sent to himself. The letter says, Mr. Lopez, you're not welcome here and will never be anything in this community or state. Don't waste your time trying to become anything in this country. We will make sure you never win and your family suffers along with all the other effing Mexicans in the area. Sincerely, America. Sincerely, America. Once again, the hoaxers are just having a lot of trouble coming up with a believable script for their imaginary racists. Which just shows you, like we talk about all the time, you know, if this is such a racist country, why are people constantly having to invent these instances of racism? But even more than that, not just that it's being invented, but if it's such a racist country, like you would think that someone like Jonathan Lopez would have encountered racism in the past, and so he could write a believable script of what a racist would say to him. But he's not. He's going based on what he sees in the movies and TV shows. And so that finally came. Speaking of implausible events, by the way, while we're on the subject of dubious hate crimes, there was a very strange hate crime incident reported a few weeks ago that you may have heard about a few weeks ago. You probably haven't heard about in the last 2 weeks because, strangely enough, it disappeared from the headlines. But here's the report that ABC did on the story back on June 26th. Watch this.
While waiting for a green light, this is where Althea Bernstein says 4 white men yelled a racial slur at her before attacking her and setting her on fire with lighter fluid. Michael Johnson with the Boys and Girls Club says he can't think of a more obvious instance of a hate crime.
And so she has burns to her face, burns to her neck.
Johnson, speaking on behalf of the Bernstein family, says Althea is physically doing well today.
I think her mom and her dad is concerned about, her mental well-being and the scars that's on her.
Bernstein told Madison 365 Wednesday that the attack happened early Wednesday morning at around 1. She says she was at the intersection when 4 white men in floral shirts yelled the N-word, sprayed her with lighter fluid, and then threw a lit lighter at her.
And here's a young lady who was minding her own business, and somebody decided and tried to set her on fire. And it's unacceptable.
Madison police say they are investigating this as a hate crime. Johnson says this is an escalation of racial tensions felt all across the country.
Somebody tried to cause bodily harm to somebody because of the color of their skin. And, all of these things that's happened across our country and right here in our backyard, it's just unacceptable. And where's the respect for humanity?
Okay, and here are the burns that she allegedly suffered from having her face set on fire. You see it there. So she says she was at a red light, 1 a.m. A roving band of racists in Hawaiian shirts ran up with lighter fluid and a match, and a lighter rather, sprayed the lighter fluid in her face, then threw a lighter into the car, a lighter that stayed lit as it was thrown somehow. So it must have been one of those old-fashioned ones that people use in the movies. And then her face was set on fire. Oddly, her hair was not damaged, though. Her face was on fire. Her hair didn't catch somehow. And then the racist disappeared. To this point, we have seen no video of this, even though it happened in an intersection in the city. There's no video, no surveillance video that we've seen. There are no other witnesses of this. There's a gang of murderous, flame-wielding, Hawaiian-shirted racists walking through the street, apparently not noticed by anyone else. And even though they're patrolling the streets, lighting women on fire, nobody else reported a violent encounter with them or any other kind of encounter. And those injuries, is that what your face looks like after being set on fire? I don't know. My face has never been set on fire, but is that, those are very strange burn marks considering what she claims happened. And also, where is the lighter that they threw? Shouldn't she have that because they threw it? She should have it, and there are prints on it, but she never mentioned having the lighter, or she never showed a picture of that. And then what about damage to her car? If she's on fire in her car, there should at least be some fire damage around, around maybe the door frame, maybe on the roof of the car. But we never saw a picture of that either. And here's another strange thing. There was arson going on that night, confirmed arson. Leftist rioters were setting buildings on fire in the city. And that was on the same night that this supposedly happened. So she comes home with mysterious burn marks the same night that arsonists are running through the street. And she tells a story about flame-throwing racists who nobody else ever saw and who apparently evaded detection by every video camera in the city. This video is sponsored by BlinkSale, the revolutionary invoicing software for contractors and small businesses. Spend less time billing and more time making bank with BlinkSale. Get a free trial at the link in the video description.